Today, I'm going to show you why you need to be doing daily walks. Fitness trends go in and out of fashion, the regimes are difficult to keep up, they're sometimes out of reach for people's current fitness needs. I'm going to show you how daily walks will impact your long-term health for the better. Now, as you're watching this, you're probably sitting down, like me, sat down right now, most likely been sitting all day. We're humans, we're built for movement, we're not meant to be sat stationary for long periods of time. This will impact us negatively over the long term, and we need to fix this. The problem is when people talk about daily walks, they put an arbitrary number on it, 2,000, 7,000, 10,000 steps. The number of steps doesn't really matter as much as it is making it a part of your daily routine. 13 minutes walking every day is the most important thing you can do for your health, second only to sleeping well. So in this video, we're going to cover health, mind, and monetary benefits of daily walks, the creativity super boost that comes from walking, develop a personal plan to implement your daily walk, tips, tricks, and gamifying to help build the consistency of daily walks. Most people will forever miss out on this very basic but highly impactful routine. Let's guarantee you're not one of them. This section, health benefits of daily walks. There's been multiple studies showing the bodily benefits of daily walking, both as exercise and just a routine. So studies and articles from Harvard Health and Publishing and National Institutes of Health. So there's multiple benefits listed on this article from Harvard. But the one that stood out to me the most was the boost immune system function. Walking can help protect you during cold and flu season. Speaking of which, a study of over 1,000 men and women found that those who walked at least 20 minutes a day for at least 5 days a week had 43% fewer sick days than those who exercised once a week or less. And if they did get sick, it was for a shorter duration and the symptoms were milder. And they talk about being eases joint pain, reduces the risk of developing breast cancer, helps tame the sweet tooth, counteracts the effects of weight-prompting genes. And from the National Institutes of Health, one of the takeaway quotes from this was, taking 4,000 or fewer steps a day is considered a low level of physical activity. A goal of 10,000 steps a day is commonly cited, but recent studies have shown that health benefits accrue even if fewer than 10,000 steps are taken daily. So adults who took 8,000 steps or more a day had a reduced risk of death over the following decade than those who only walked 4,000 steps a day. Step intensity, so the number of steps per minute, didn't influence the risk of death, suggesting that the total number of steps per day is more important than the intensity. So the literature on daily step count and daily walking is highly documented. Some of the biggest health benefits commonly cited are increased bone, joint, heart, and lung health, lower mortality risk from all mortality rates, lower risks of cancer, reduced risk of dementia, boosts the immune system. That's just all-round better health. On top of these, there's other benefits such as walking is low impact and low intensity, so it's suitable for any age, at any speed, at any distance. It gets you outside, so more vitamin D from the best source in the world, the sun. It's what they call a cross-crawl pattern of movement, which basically just means it engages both sides of the brain. This is something very important for children in early years to help build the coordination and neural pathways. I thought this tweet from Tim Carden was really good. Aristotle was a big believer in walking, not just Aristotle, Steve Jobs, Virginia Woolf, Nikola Tesla too. If you walk less than 60 minutes per day, open this. Second section is the mental benefits of daily walks. If I've ever had a bad day, I've never found a situation where going out for a walk for 30 to 60 minutes hasn't helped in some way, and it's at least always improved my mood somewhat. I might not feel 100% better, but I've never felt worse and always felt somewhat improved from getting out for a walk. Famous philosopher Hippocrates was quoted, "Walking is man's best medicine." And Dr. Huberman talks about some of the evidence behind this.
Let's talk about the walking one first.
Yeah.
You said 7,000 steps a day. I don't track my steps. What are we really talking about there? We're talking about taking the stairs and trying to walk as much as possible. Maybe we were going to just give a really crude prescription. You're a doctor, so you can prescribe things. Yeah. What would you tell people to do? Like, how many short walks per day? Is it like 3? Is it 5? What are we talking?
I would say up at least 3. I would say aiming for more than that is good, though. So to just give a sense of the picture of walking, if walking were a pill, it would be the most impactful pill we've ever had in all of modern medicine. There was a paper in JAMA, 6,300 participants followed for 10 to 11 years. And the people who simply walked 7,000 steps per day compared to less than that had an up to 70% lower risk of all-cause mortality in the follow-up period. So not
Amazing.
causality, but it's pretty incredible. They've done follow-up research with slightly different numbers showing, again, though, like many thousands of people in the study followed for about 10 years, 8,000 to 12,000 steps per day was associated with 50 to 65% lower all-cause mortality. And this has been played out in many studies showing about a 50% reduction in Alzheimer's, dementia, obesity, type 2 diabetes, depression, cancer, gastric reflux, just all across the board.
So I found the biggest mental health benefits to be these: clarity of thought. If I'm struggling with a problem or wrestling with a thought or an emotion or just feeling off and I can't pinpoint what the problem is, I always find that during a walk, if I let go of control of my thoughts, I tend to find that there's often a conversation there that I need to have with myself. It acts a little bit like a talking therapy where you're able to take an outside perspective and analyze things and break down logic and inconsistencies of thought and discrepancies and any contradictions. It gets me out of the bubble. So I have this idea of world bubbles, and the idea is that these bubbles exist in our life where they encapsulate like certain activities or certain locations or certain timings within our day. So examples of bubbles are things like work bubble, school bubble, family bubble, holiday special event bubble. There are definitely lots more, but I tend to find that if I spend too long in one bubble or in certain bubbles without a lot of variety, that my mood starts to begin to slip. I find that going out for a walk and mixing up the route gets me out of this bubble and introduces enough novelty to break the mold. It gives me space away from the bubble to explore the world and explore my own mind at the same time. This is another good one for all the gamers out there. Touch grass. Most of us don't see enough green things in our everyday lives. Just look around right now. Do you see anything naturally green? Nope. So the cliche of touch grass is a good one actually. Forest bathing has been cited to be very beneficial in reducing stress and anxiety. If your walk can take you into nature, then that's a major bonus. This is a big one. Quiet time. This comes back to the clarity of thought a little bit, but having a dedicated time during the day where you take yourself away from the digital noise just gives you brain space to breathe. Have a look at your phone settings and find the section that tells you your screen time and activity details for the day. So take that time and add it to whatever other time you spend watching TV and using other digital devices. Look at the total. That is the amount of time your brain is heavily engaged with dopamine spikes, cognitive load, and general stress throughout the day. Now have a think about how long you spend in complete silence. If you've constantly got stimulus always pouring in, you've actually got no time to process all that information coming in, let alone your own thoughts. This is why meditation is so powerful, because it removes all stimulus and focuses your attention. So walks are a perfect time to get this quiet and let your thoughts and emotions expand. Observe your true self through what your mind is intrinsically drawn to think about. Like I said at the beginning, monetary benefits of daily walks. This section is more of a bonus, but it's worth highlighting. Walking is free. If you pay to go to the gym and never use it, just cancel it and make a habit of walking. Quicker to get going, easier to stick to, time flexible, location flexible. If you commute to work or school, can any of the parts of the journey be covered by walking instead? Money and time saved by not having to pick another slot in the day to have a dedicated walking time. Creativity untapped. I feel this is a big one. So beyond all the physical and mental health benefits the daily walks have given me, one of the most dramatic improvements I've seen in myself is how much more creative I am. Whenever I've had a mental block or struggling with a problem at work I can't figure out, or struggling to come up with content ideas, getting up, moving around, going out for my walks always gets me through these barriers. As you become more stationary and rigid, so does your brain. When you get up and move around, the natural processes of the body warms up the brain like a physical warm-up, so it can work better, also known as neuroplasticity. It is defined as the ability of the nervous system to change its activity in response to intrinsic or extrinsic stimuli by reorganizing its structure, functions, or connections after injuries, such as a stroke or traumatic brain injury. To quote Friedrich Nietzsche, all truly great thoughts are conceived while walking. This quote is so undeniably true. My best solutions, ideas, epiphanies, breakthroughs have all come through my daily walking habit. The idea of this video came from my daily walk. I've never really felt like a truly creative person, but through daily walks, I found my most authentic creativity. I'm convinced. Where do I start, I hear you say? Like any new habit or routine you want to build in your life, I always recommend these. Start small. For the first part, simply turn up. Pick a consistent time each day that you can do it, and give it the priority it deserves, like a meal time or when you work and study. So have your shoes and coat and whatever else you might need ready there for you. When the time comes, then go outside and walk down the road. And then if you want to keep going, keep going. So once your first walk is done, just reflect and show up the same time the next day and try and increase maybe just the step count or just a little bit longer in terms of time, an extra minute or 2 or 5 or whatever you want to what you've got time for. Eventually you'll find it hard not to spend too much time out there. I find that a good sweet spot is between 30 to 45 minutes, but I definitely see really good benefits for long walks, like up to an hour as well. Mix it up. Variety is the spice of life. So find different routes to discover new places in areas you thought you knew but maybe never fully explored. Maybe pick short looping routes to be able to finish up earlier if time is limited. I have set routes that I walk that allow me to get into a bit more of a steady autopilot with reasonable situational safety, of course. Watch out for cars, don't walk into a road. This allows me to zone out more quickly and let me get into the flow state where my thoughts can really get flowing. Measure. So once you've built the consistency of getting out for daily walks, then start to measure how far you walk or how long you walk for. Not to fixate on the step count, the distance or time, but simply to just see how far you can go in actually a short period of time. Most of us are carrying a form. They'll have something like Google Maps, Google Fit, Apple, Strava, Garmin, something tracking where we go and potentially recording our steps. They're free and good enough to get some insight into how this all stacks up over time. If you're struggling to find consistency or motivation or aren't enjoying the walking process, the best way I've found to improve all 3 of these areas is to gamify things. Gamifying or gamification is simply a strategy to implement systems and processes that make the activity more like a game. As humans, we love games and there should be a strategy that appeals to you. Here are some of the best gamifying tips. Set a daily step goal. Create a bucket list and have somewhere new to walk each week. Play the old Don't Step on the Cracks game from childhood. Listen to one podcast or book chapter or language module while walking. Walk with someone else. The last one, and certainly my favourite, is see how many people you can exchange a smile with on your walk. Thanks for watching. I do really hope you walk away from this. See what I did there? And commit to having a daily walk. Failing that, every other day. Failing that, a weekly walk. Whatever you choose to do, I promise will only have a positive impact on your life. Thanks for watching.